John Habermeyer with Synergy Builders, and this is Synergy Design Live, where we design your space right here in front of you while you watch. This is my co-host, Sarah Schmecka.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Schmecka with Synergy. If you've seen our previous episodes, you would maybe notice that we're in a different environment currently. And that's because we are sitting in the world's largest online virtual showroom created by John himself. So now from anywhere in the world, you can browse all of our past and current projects, designs from kitchens to bathrooms to basements, additions, and more. And the building was created as a fractal design, meaning with this design, it can be built upon itself indefinitely. So this is a forever growing showroom with endless design concepts and actual projects that we've built. So we are currently sitting in the lobby of our new virtual showroom, and this will be actually where our every Friday episode for Synergy Design Live will be taking place. This new studio John created all himself, so we were really excited to be able to show it to everyone, and this is also doubling as the lobby to the entrance of the virtual showroom.
Yeah, really exciting, Sarah, and we're going to be doing a lot of cool things in this space. We're going to have some tile displays and flooring displays and pictures of all of our past projects that are going to be displayed all over the walls of this particular area of the building. But I do want to give you an overview of the entire building. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what this is all about. So from the top down, this is what the building looks like, and it's like you were saying before, Sarah, it's a fractal in design, and what that means is that if I were to take this exact same shape right here, I can build it out on top of itself and layer that.
And so really by doing that, this creates the world's largest showroom because it's forever growing. It's indefinite, and with each right now, it's built out in this way, but we don't have the individual rooms built out. And so what the vision for this would be is to build out each room and have a kitchen design concept, a bathroom design concept, whatever space that is, and that would be past projects or even just concepts for people to view.
Yeah, Sarah, you challenged me to pretty fun challenge, and I'm up for it. You know me, I'm always up for a good challenge.
Exactly. So I challenged John to be able to every day for a month add something to improve or build this out further. So every day from now on, he's going to be working on this, and I'm excited to see what we can do and what he comes up with.
Yeah, because what we have going on right here is we have a lot of different rooms that we can continue adding to. So going back to the lobby right here, and walking through, we're going to go room by room, and in each and every single room, we're going to be adding a new design, a kitchen, a bathroom, or whatever it might be. And they're going to be all different types of designs too, because some people prefer a more contemporary look, some prefer traditional look, some prefer a very rustic look. And now we're back in the lobby here.
Yeah, it'll help to kind of visualize that and be able to see different styles, because although we have more trends that tend to be relevant, people still obviously prefer different styles. So being able to see that would definitely help.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite elements here, Sarah, take a look at this.
Yes. That is one of my favorite elements too. Even without the Galaxy Vision and just real life, being able to have a roof structure that's like that in glass, it really makes the space feel vast and grand. So I think it's really cool and fitting that we are in the world's largest showroom and the Galaxy is above us.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? That kind of brings virtual to a whole new level.
So this is the studio. We're sitting in the lobby here, and John, I wanted to go you some questions about the design of the space here and what led you to making some of those decisions for the material selections. So starting with the floor, which looks very interesting, what is this material here, and what led you to choose this?
So this is an epoxy resin coating with a metallic swirl, and it's a coating that's commonly used in commercial settings, garage floors, and sometimes residential and basements. I love this floor and this type of look right here. So what we're looking at with the entire set right here is something that is one of my personal favorite looks. And the floor is a starting point for me. It's kind of a catalyst for everything else.
Yeah, I really like it. I like that it has the grays and the browns mixed in together there, and it kind of ties the rest of the coloring in, which brings me to the cabinetry. It looks like we have some two-toned cabinetry going on with the gray and the brown.
This is one of the displays we have in our Palatine showroom, something that we created a few years ago, and that has a two-tone, very dark, rich center panel and a wire brushed gray frame, style, and case. It's a really, really pretty look. It's one of those things that you really need to see in person to truly appreciate it, and that is at the Palatine showroom if anybody ever wants to see a live example of that. Center of the room right here is a very, very thick concrete countertop. It's actually an illusion because we won't actually have a countertop that thick. So in this type of situation, we're going to miter that edge and use some sort of quartz or maybe a natural stone material. And we'll miter that outside edge to make it look like it's about 12 inches thick. Also, we have a similar feature around the perimeter, but instead of this being 12 inches thick, we'll just do a little bit thinner to kind of create a more, lighter feel around that perimeter. These legs that I have here are literally just thickened chunks of a very dark, rich wood. A couple different species we can use for that. We can use like a dark walnut or cherry stained a really dark color. And then around the base of this, I chose to use really heavily meshed wire. And I was actually torn when I was designing this. I was torn between two different finishes, and I think they would both look super cool. One was going to be a corrugated steel with some rust features on it. And this one right here, which is a really dense, tight mesh metal material.
Yeah, that looks really unique. I do like how you're incorporating kind of the cooler materials, I guess, would be like the concrete and the wire with some wood. It kind of adds that contrast and that interest. At least that's how I feel about viewing it. That's my perception of it. And also then some of the lighting that we have going on, I see that we have some can lights and then some studio lights above. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that.
So sure, this design program that we use when we're designing is state-of-the-art software that with any of these lights I have, that actually does cast the proper lumens. So I can go through and set all these lights, and it'll be a pretty accurate representation of the lumens that it produces and the shadowing effects. As you can see, this logo that we have in the background, I actually held this off the wall by a couple of inches. And because it's held off the wall, you can actually see a subtle shadow around it. Part of the 30-day challenge, I'm going to do some indirect lighting, some rope lighting that is really cool just to cast shadows. And again, whenever you're working with lighting, the shadows are as important as the light itself. So this is another shadow here in a different time of day. And this particular shadow feature that we're seeing right now would be through that cathedral ceiling and that conservatory ceiling that casts this really cool shadow on the floor. So this would be a more example of a daytime lighting scenario, and this would be more of an example of a nighttime when it's lit throughout pretty evenly.
That is really helpful and good to know, because I think when you're going through and showing a design with the proper lighting or where the lighting will be, it definitely shows you what your house will look like or what that space will look like in different times and different lighting, and that can cast different shadows and add different dimension to the space. So I know that's a big part in being a designer, is being able to know how to properly light a space in casting those shadows or properly lighting the necessary areas. We have some TVs up on the wall here. It looks like we've got the 3 screens there. So I wanted to ask about what our vision for that is, or how that will be used.
When I was designing this space, I wanted to include an area where I can bring in guests, designers and clients, and the only way to do that, because everybody's virtual, and believe it or not, Sarah, I've actually been asked a lot by people where you are and where I'm at, because people don't believe me when I tell them that you're actually you're miles and miles and miles away from me, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're going to be able to look like we're very close to each other. So those are a way for me to bring people from all over the world into our videos here and allow them to be up on those screens. So we're going to be casting remote people onto those screens.
That is amazing. Yeah, it is pretty cool how we can look like we are in the same room and bring in multiple people from different locations, and it looks like we're all just sitting in this lobby right here, but we're actually physically very far away from each other right now. So next week, we have 2 very special guests who will be joining us. Mike and Cami from 4 Seasons Sunrooms will be joining us all the way from New York City. And around this time of year, people are often exploring sunrooms, and we've been getting a lot of questions and inquiries for them. So we wanted to bring on Mike and Cami and be able to go over this part of our company and explore this part of Synergy with you all.
Yeah, and I kind of want to make it a 2 to 3 week series, Sarah, because we're going to have sunrooms, and then we're going to have patios, and we're going to have some decks in there as well, deck rails. There's a lot of outdoor living, and it's that time of year, springtime. We're getting a ton of inquiries right now about decks, patios, sunrooms, screen rooms, all the outdoor living, all the barbecuing. People are spending more time at home, and they want to enjoy their home more. Thanks for joining us today. My name is John Habermeyer with Synergy Design Live.
And I'm Sarah Schmecka, and we're on every Friday at 2 p.m. So if you like what you see here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also follow us on all of our social media sites.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.